What's up guys, welcome to another episode. Today I'm here with a Mario bracket. Basically, I made a 16-term elimination bracket with all the mainline Mario games and I'm gonna just fill it out. I'll throw up the blank bracket on screen right now in case you want to fill it out before you watch me do it. The first matchup is the 1 seed versus the 16 seed, Super Mario 64 versus New Super Mario Bros. 2. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. It's easily Mario 64, with it being one of the most revolutionary games of all time and just being timeless and really enjoyable to play compared to New Super Mario Bros. 2, which is just bland compared to the rest of the series. The next matchup is a lot more interesting with Mario Sunshine versus New Super Mario Bros. 1. New Super Mario Bros. 1 is a great game, don't get me wrong, but Mario Sunshine is Mario Sunshine. And I know it's very divisive, but I'm personally of the opinion that it is great. With its very specific theme, the developers had to come up with very unique levels in order to stretch the beach theme across the whole game. And because of that came some really cool levels and some really cool missions that you won't see in really any other Mario game. New Super Mario Bros. Is a really fun game, don't get me wrong, but ultimately I have to give it to Super Mario Sunshine despite its flaws, like it being very janky and having some terrible levels mixed in with all the great ones. Next is Super Mario Galaxy 2 versus Super Mario Bros. On the NES. Don't get me wrong, I love Super Mario Bros., but Super Mario Galaxy 2 is just so good. Arguably the best soundtrack in Nintendo history, with so many cool levels, but that it also has all the green stars, which adds so much replayability to the game. I love Super Mario Bros., but it has to be Mario Galaxy 2. Next is a very, very tough matchup for me. I still don't know what to pick. New Super Mario Bros. Wii versus Super Mario World. Each game shines in areas the other doesn't, with New Super Mario Bros. Wii having a very fun and chaotic multiplayer mode. Get in the fire! Get in the fire! No! And Super Mario World bring a creative concept with cool level designs. I love both games a lot, but I'm gonna have to go with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And I don't want Super Mario World fans to hop on. I do love Super Mario World and I fully completed it to 100% for the first time not too long ago. And I do love it despite the fact that I'm choosing New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but I've had so many fond memories with Super Mario Bros. Wii. New Super Mario Bros. Wii is the only game that I really actively speedrun, and I do that with my friends and it's a ton of fun. I feel like the New Super Mario Bros. Wii multiplayer mode is underrated by so many people. While it may not be fun if you're trying to get a really cooperative experience going, it's really fun if you just want to fuck around or if you want to cause mayhem.
Go! We're about to beat it!
Another cut and dry matchup now. We have Super Mario Galaxy versus Super Mario Land. Super Mario Land does have merit with it introducing Daisy and being a pretty unique game compared to the rest of the series, but it doesn't hold a candle to Super Mario Galaxy. Let's just move on. Next is Super Mario Land 2 versus Super Mario Odyssey. I think we can all agree that Super Mario Land 2 deserves to move on here. I am the #1 Super Mario Odyssey hater. I just hate how it has so many moons. I know this is a common complaint, but I fully agree with it. And I know that I cannot say that Super Mario Odyssey is objectively a worse game than Super Mario Land 2, but this is my bracket and I enjoyed playing Mario Land 2 more. If you haven't played it in a while, I would suggest it. It has some really cool power-ups like the carrot, and all the level themes are really cool. All the level themes are probably the best in any Mario game, and the power-ups are pretty cool. So it's a very underrated game in general, and I think it's definitely, I enjoy it more than Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Wonder versus Super Mario Bros. 2 is next. Now, Super Mario Wonder was a game that, leading up to the release, I was very, very excited about. As I said earlier, I really enjoyed playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii multiplayer with my friends, so when Super Mario Wonder was announced and it was a new multiplayer Mario game, I was really excited. But when we eventually got our hands on it, it just wasn't the same. They completely redid how the multiplayer mode works, and I think it's for the worst. The camera is always zoomed in and only follows one player at a time, so there's so many times when you're playing and you're just not on screen, you can't see what's going on. Unlike New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the levels were very much designed for one player, so perhaps it was my own expectation that got in the way of me enjoying Super Mario Wonder to its fullest, but I'm gonna go with Super Mario Bros. 2 here, probably just because I was disappointed with Mario Wonder on release. I know I'm probably the only person that was waiting for Super Mario Wonder to play it in multiplayer. I also have a very soft spot for Super Mario Bros. 2, as it was the first retro game that I really got into. New Super Mario Bros. 2 versus Super Mario Bros. 3 is next. Now we'll stop with the upsets here. I'm going with Super Mario Bros. 3 easily here. New Super Mario Bros. 2 just feels so soulless in a way that I can't really explain with words, while Super Mario Bros. 3 is probably one of the best games ever made. Here's a quick recap of the bracket after round 1. Next matchup is Super Mario 64 versus Super Mario Sunshine. Don't get me wrong, I think Super Mario Sunshine is a great game, but Super Mario 64 easily walks here. Super Mario 64 has still so many people making mods for it nowadays because of how good the gameplay is, and just the fact that Nintendo nailed the gameplay that perfectly on their first attempt is just always mind-blowing to me. It's another game that I used to speedrun back in the day, and while I'm retired now, I still look back on those memories fondly. That's not even to mention all the fun ROM hacks that I played over the years, which my favorite is Super Mario Star Road. That game is just undeniably great, despite it being fan-made. With Super Mario 63 also being based off of Super Mario 64, I also have a ton of respect for that game. So while Super Mario Sunshine may be a very enjoyable game, it's just not up to Mario 64's quality. Super Mario Galaxy 2 versus New Super Mario Bros. Wii is next. This is probably the hardest decision for me to make so far. Both would probably crack my top 30 favorite games in general list. If I break down this way, I think Mario Galaxy 2 has better gameplay, it has better atmosphere, better everything, so I think I have to go with that, despite the amount of fun that I have with New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Then again, New Super Mario Bros. Wii has supplied me with so many fun memories.
Someone kill him! Yes! No! Yes!
I don't know what to pick. I'll go with Super Mario Galaxy 2 just because I think it's a better game, but both are equally as fun. Next is Super Mario Galaxy 1 versus Super Mario Land 2, and I think Super Mario Land 2 is going to continue knocking giants off the bracket. Next is Super Mario 2 versus Mario...
Psych! That's the wrong number!
Super Mario Galaxy definitely wins here. Super Mario Galaxy is significantly better than Super Mario Land 2, I'm not even gonna lie. Next is Super Mario 2 versus Mario 3. This is a really hard one for me. On one hand, I play Mario 3 more now, but I used to play Mario 2 a lot more. I really don't know what to pick. I'm much more nostalgic for Mario 2, so I think I'm leaning towards that. But I do really like Mario 3, so I'm kind of torn. But I think ultimately I'm gonna pick Mario 2, partially off of the nostalgia that I have for it, and partially just because if I was to play one right now, I'd probably rather play Mario 2, to be honest. No shade towards Mario 3 though, both are definitely classics. Now is a really hard choice. Mario 64 versus Mario Galaxy 2. I'm gonna look at it from this angle. What game is greater? Well, I think Super Mario Galaxy 2 is definitely a better game. Which one has had the more of an impact? Which game do I come back to more? Which game do I frequently play? Have I frequently played throughout my whole life? What game do I still see all my friends playing in school? What game still has people making ROM hacks for it over 25 years later after its release? That would be Mario 64, and while I do love Mario Galaxy 2, and I do think that is my favorite Mario game just like off of one playthrough, ultimately I've put so much more time into Mario 64, and I think that, you know, without me being somewhat burnt out on it, I think I do like it more. But I could flip-flop on this any day. I really could go either way with this. Next is Super Mario Galaxy versus Super Mario Bros. 3. Again, I do always prefer 3D Mario to 2D Mario. And with that being said, I think Mario Galaxy is just better. I've also played it significantly more throughout my life, and I think it's just a better game, like an overall. With its perfect score and perfect everything, I think it definitely clears Super Mario Bros. 3.